America the Beautiful series continues this morning, celebrating 100 years of the National Park Service. Millions of vacationers are enjoying awe-inspiring scenery this summer at popular parks across the country. But if you want to avoid the crowds and satisfy your inner explorer, John Blackstone shows us one of the least visited gems. It's Isle Royale. It is nestled along the Canadian border in the middle of Lake Superior in Michigan.
Isle Royale National Park is so remote, the only way in is by seaplane or boat. There are no grands in this tranquil setting, no Grand Tetons or Grand Canyon. What there is an unparalleled, unplugged peacefulness. No internet, no cell phones, and few people. On average, Isle Royale National Park gets 17,000 visitors a year. That's less than Yellowstone sees in a day. Forgive me, Superintendent, but in the National Park System, Isle Royale is not one of the big names.
I think we have one of the highest repeat visitor rates.
Phyllis Green, the park's superintendent, is proud that many who come here once yearn to return. So this is one of the places you came as a child?
Yeah, we used to make a family trip down here and take a chance to go up into the lighthouse and look out over the surrounding area.
Growing up, Susanna Ausema spent summers here. Her dad was a park ranger. Years later, she returned and met her husband, Mike, also a ranger. Do I understand that your first date, he didn't take you to see a movie, he took you to see a moose?
Yeah. I followed him down the trail and there was this cow moose and she had her ears back and she was mad. And Mike looked at me and he said, "Susanna, you gotta run."
Now they're raising their 4-year-old son Jasper here.
We're disconnected from the rest of society in a lot of ways. It's one of these places that people just get in their blood and they feel a deep connection to this place.
You just adjust your straps a little bit.
Care and Laura Goodness feel that connection. They are preparing to return to Isle Royale, this time with the kids.
Does that feel better now?
Last summer, they visited one of the big-name national parks. So last year, you went to the Rocky Mountain National Park, and you're saying, where we really want to go is back to Isle Royale.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
The solitude, the quietness, that's the draw.
3 years ago, the couple went backpacking on the island with friends to celebrate their 10th anniversary. There he is!
It's addictive, it's phenomenal. You just crave having more of it.
Ooh, good pickings.
From wild berries to wildlife, it's all here. When they spotted a moose, their adventure seemed complete.
That was awesome. That is the first wild moose I've ever seen.
But they didn't see one of Isle Royale's other inhabitants, a wolf. Wolves, long a vital part of the ecosystem here, are disappearing.
They're right on the cusp of extinction.
Biologist John Vucetich at Michigan Tech blames climate change. He says wolves used to be able to reach the island by crossing an ice bridge, but now the lake water is warmer and ice is rare. As the wolves die off, Vucetich warns the moose population is exploding.
A moose population is like a freight train. Once it gets going, it doesn't stop very easily.
Because moose feed on trees, he warns they threaten the forest.
It's very clear the right thing to do is to restore wolf predation and to do it as promptly as possible.
Why not just bring in some more wolves?
The question is, when and where can the Park Service save species, and for what purposes as climate change really rolls out nationally?
Isle Royale has gone through changes before. In the 1800s, fishing families made the island their home, pulling whitefish and trout from Lake Superior to be sold in cities as far away as Chicago.
They would bring the fish on in and they could keep them cold because it was out over the water.
Visitors willing to dive can also see reminders of the past under the water. Dozens of shipwrecks ring the park, century-old victims of Isle Royale's rocky shoals and frequent fog.
You're descending on through the dark and then all of a sudden you come across this link to the past. It's a very surreal, magical type of environment. Hold your hand, okay?
The average visit to most national parks is about 3 to 4 hours. At Isle Royale, it's 3 to 4 days. But that isolation is not for everybody.
We've had some employees come out and not last 24 hours. We've had some visitors not last 24 hours.
Among the treasures of the National Park System, Isle Royale remains a largely hidden treasure.
the fast track of life goes away.
It kind of seeps into your soul, and it's just a special, special place.
A place of solitude and intimate beauty. For CBS This Morning, John Blackstone, Isle Royale National Park.
There's still plenty of summer left. People can get there.
It does sound good. Some solitude,
really does.
quiet.
Bet that water's cold.
Yeah.
Bet you can sleep good there, too.